All right, I want to talk about the blue wave, and I do not mean the political blue wave, red trickle, tidal wave, or anything of that sort. I mean the astrological blue wave. I mean, why, as we're moving toward the middle and further on toward the end of November, things feel like they're looking up. Things actually, for the first time in a long time, seem better for many people, and it has to do with the sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter. You know, Sagittarius is sometimes considered to be the sign of blue because it's about the open sky. It's big and blue. Jupiter is expansive. The blue color is open and expansive. And what we have is, starting on November 14th, we have a wave of blue coming in after a fairly wet, deep, and dark period, including energy in Scorpio and a Scorpio eclipse, and then a full moon eclipse after that. And now on the 14th, we have the first of three consecutive waves, is Venus that trines Jupiter. Actually, on the 15th is when it's exact, but you can see that the Venus trine Jupiter here is already in motion, and that starts on the 14th. We move across to the 15th, and we can see that blue line between Venus and Jupiter thickening up. And in fact, by the time we get to the 16th, Venus is moving on past the trine to Jupiter at 28, almost 29 degrees of Pisces. Jupiter being retrograde, nearly stationary, because it's going to turn direct shortly, in fact, on the 23rd. And so by the 16th, we now have Mercury moving into that same position of 28 degrees, so that Mercury is trining Jupiter. But now we have Venus moving on into Sagittarius, the sign of Big Blue, Jupiter's key sign. And so we're getting this upward, kind of uplifting feeling. And now Mercury trines Jupiter. And then a day later, on the 17th, Mercury then moves into Sagittarius, which even emphasizes this blue wave even more. But then the third and maybe strongest of these three blue waves come in as the sun moves about a degree a day. And that sun, by the actually date, is the 20th, when the sun reaches that 28 degrees point, and it makes that trine with Jupiter on the 20th. And so we're feeling again that optimism between the two largest planets in the solar system. It's uplifting. It's big news. And so the sun trines Jupiter on the 20th, and then on the 22nd, the sun moves from Scorpio into Sagittarius, kind of confirming this big blue wave. And now we have the sun and Venus and Mercury all in Sagittarius, and Mercury has caught up to Venus, is exact on the 21st. And if we back this up to the 21st, we can see that that is exact. Right there is where Mercury catches up and passes Venus. And then, although that theoretically should be the end of the wave, we do have Mercury and Venus and the sun in Sagittarius for a couple of weeks to follow. But right behind that, the moon comes in just as that trine is beginning to wane. And on the afternoon of the 23rd, we have the moon that moves into Sagittarius, and we have a new moon in Sagittarius with Venus and Mercury all in Sagittarius. And all I can say is that this is a bit of a time when we can see the future, we can make plans, we can be optimistic and a bit more confident than we've been. And this is the astrological blue wave.